Hello everyone, and welcome back to Wargame Red Dragon. We're on to Recon now, and unlike some of the other coalitions, we're actually starting off with vehicles. So we're taking a look at the Canadian 10-point Ferret Mark 1 and the 20-point FV-721 Fox. Of course, this is the British, more of infantry, well, not infantry fighting vehicle, but a fighting recon unit on wheels for 20 points. It's even available in mechanized decks, as you can see right down here at the bottom, which frankly surprised me at first. So Quicksilver is with us again, and he's going to sort of walk us through which one of these you'd like to use as your really cheap recon vehicle.
Yep. So both have merits. I quite like the Ferret Mark 1 because you can just spam them absolutely everywhere. Like you put like 3 in your base, you put 4 around your CV. While the 50 cal isn't going to be killing as much as the 30mm cannon, it still can stun infantry and definitely shoot down an unexpected helicopter as well.
Yeah. When I was first getting into the game, like maybe 40-50 games, I played Commonwealth all the time, and I loved the Ferret Mark 1 because you got to keep in mind this was me and a couple of my buddies who didn't know what the heck we were doing, and all I did was throw these at them all the time. I was sitting there going, is there anything here? Let's throw a ferret at it. Let's see what happens. And if if it gets killed, it's 10 points, and if it gets through, then I know that I can take that ground later on. So that was my whole strategy, was recon with a ferret. But the Fox is just a little more expensive than that. You don't really want to throw 20 points willy-nilly across the board. So how does this compare?
Yeah, so the Fox is like, if you think of it as 2 ferrets, but you're the same health as 1 ferret. You don't want to be, you got to be a lot more sparing with them, but they're also more likely to do a lot more. But I also just remembered, for an extra 5 points, you can also get the ASLAV 25, which is
actually, let's switch over to seeing those two just as well. This is the Australian ASLAV. Yep.
Yeah. So it's like one of those gradual steps. It's like do I want a cheap recon or do I want a recon that can kill stuff? If I'm playing Moto, I take both of these cards. I take a Ferret Mark 1 and an ASLAV 25. But if you're struggling for slots and you just want some cheap base defense, the Fox is a great option.
Gotcha.
I'll take the Fox over the Ferret if you're not playing Moto.
Gotcha.
But I'll take the 25.
I know a little bit. The Bushmaster versus the Rarden I thought the Rarden was more effective, or am I mistaken?
It comes down to rate of fire, really. So the Rarden, it's the same AP and HE power as the 25, which it really shouldn't be. But the 25mm has way higher rate of fire.
Gotcha. Okay, so it looks like the Bushmaster is slightly better. It's not the Bushmaster 2, it's not absolutely busted, but it will still get the job done. And I guess my comment on this is, it sort of, as you said, goes into a little bit of the creeping point cost economy sort of thing, where if we, for example, compare the 25 to the Coyote, you get 2 frontal armor as opposed to 1, you have the same sort of speed, you have a higher accuracy Bushmaster,
and a higher AP Bushmaster too.
Yeah, 3 AP versus 2, which makes a big difference, especially at close range, where you get that AP scaling. Or you can go to things like the Ferret, which has swing fire missiles and can be absolutely brutal if you don't know how to counter somebody named Quicksilver using this over and over again. But what we're really looking at here is something truly cheap, and the 45 pointers don't quite fit into that category. So if you want 10 point everywhere, take the Ferret, and if I'm reading you right on this Quicksilver, somewhat capable cheap recon Fox is your choice. And if you're looking at something like a Moto deck where you have lots of slots and you want a little bit more combat capability, go with the ASLAV 25. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Okay.
Yeah, the ASLAV is definitely better. But if you're playing UK specifically, then the Fox is your only choice.
Yeah, I guess I just wouldn't recommend playing UK specifically. I know people do, and I know, for example, I'll play Finland every once in a while just because I, for some reason, really love the deck. And yeah, if you're British and you want to play as just the UK, I totally get it. But what we're looking at here is deck building advice, and I cannot, in good conscience, recommend just UK when Commonwealth has so much more flexibility. So that's the unit comparison for you guys today. Thank you all for hanging around, and we'll have another one for you here tomorrow.